Hello everybody, this is Liz and Brad here. We are starting this new series
called temporarily the second question, unless you got a better idea.
Called temporarily the second question?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that meant.
Just what it's temporarily called until we get a better name.
Oh, well, we did, okay. We don't have a name yet, but this channel is
called the second question.
And it's about exposing the bullshit in USA.
So the second question is actually the question after the question.
He's being filler, so we're all representing our generation, so. Filler generation, I don't know. What are you saying?
I was just describing what the second question is.
And it's being funny, and I'm being a bitch, so. So this is a
while I'm being an asshole.
This is a channel on journalism. So recently I had my life kind of fucked off. I drove to Redding, California. I've been abused on so many fronts. Like, they have stolen many things from me.
Let's just start
All
with the
I'm trying to say is I'm fleeing and I'm trying to find somewhere safe. That's why I'm in Redding. My first day here, I get arrested at like just after midnight on the 8th.
For the crime of
sleeping in a church parking lot.
Because it was midnight and you were driving.
Within 2 or 3 minutes of me waking up, I'm on the ground because the officer wanted me to step away from my vehicle. This girl, she's like 26. She was just like really wanting to just jump and dom. And within just 3 minutes of me waking up, I'm on the ground, and I wanted to just grab my phone to step away from my vehicle, but since that's the only protection I have, and then yeah, I'm on the ground, and then they impound my vehicle. They ask me to apologize to the peace officer, which I found to be hilarious, and that was not the move for me to get my items back timely.
I'm going to interject right here.
Okay.
What happened is she was driving late at night, and she needed to go to sleep. No. And she's a woman who's alone, and so she pulled over into a parking lot at a church so she could sleep in her car, and then was awoken by a peace officer who promptly fucking slammed her on the goddamn ground and threw her in the fucking jail.
I don't know if you could see, I've healed quite a bit, but I had scratches on my ribs. Anyway, so they impounded my vehicle. They held me overnight. They told me they were going to release me at 3 p.m. and then they held me again and released me at 6 a.m. the following. And I don't even know this town. I didn't have shoes with me. I didn't have a phone. I walked probably 30.
No wallet and 2 dogs in the car.
I probably walked a total of 40 miles. I don't know.
Why did you walk those miles?
Well, I had to go and find my car. They told me they didn't impound it.
So let me interject here, because her story is correct.
Also,
but she left her car at the church and was taken to jail. And then when she got let out, they told her that her car was where it was left.
Yep. And so I walked all the way over there. That was like 10 miles. I don't even know how many miles, but it wasn't there. The lady at the church, she told me they didn't call the tow. And
at which point you call me.
I call him. I don't know many numbers, but I had your number.
So everybody, this here is your tip number one.
He rescued me.
Memorize one number.
Yes. He rescued me. He drove from LA all the way up here. I was at a women's shelter and they wouldn't let me sing. It was gross. All these like really sad lost souls I don't belong with. And my mom just decided to shut off my phone and be really like weird and difficult and want me to suffer with like, dude, Redding's rough as fuck. You don't want to be out here. Like, everyone's fucking spinning the glass dildo and like not creating any art. there are no artists anywhere. It's scary out here. It's literally scary. And Brad fucking rescued me.
Have you been anywhere in this country that's not like this?
Yeah. No places like this. Maybe
every place Portland. I've been here is like
Portland.
This. Portland is crazy.
Is Eureka Springs like this? No. People
Have you
aren't
been there
everywhere.
recently?
Yeah, I was just there like 4 months ago, dude.
Okay.
Anyways, so the cops won't let me get my things out of my vehicle. My mom is like, I got my vehicle from my mom. It was a trade. I painted a mural for her. I traveled all the way from Missouri down to Texas to paint that mural for her. And I got a car. She didn't have the title at the time, she said.
Nobody's going to want to hear all these details. Well, we need to tell a bigger narrative.
Okay.
What do you think the bigger narrative is?
Well, we could dive into fucking human trafficking and shit after this. Doesn't it kind of go all into that? Isn't this kind of like one opener to like expose that this is all like a soul mining culture?
We're just having fun right now because we're both so fucking pissed off. We don't even know what to think about it.
So pretty much, my dogs are in the pound, and they have a ransom on them for, I think right now we're at like $460. It's $15 a day. I don't know if that's per dog. And I need help if somebody would bail them out.
That's only part of it.
If someone would bail them out and then take care of them for a little bit, I need that because I don't even have a car. The cops won't let me get into my car. So this is some injustice. I want to just expose like Reading police. When I was being arrested, I was yelling for them to call a sheriff. She was like on top of me. I was like, call your sheriff. And twice they told me there isn't a sheriff. And then suddenly 2 sheriffs arrive. So they're
both the sheriff and not the sheriff. When she got out of jail, she called me, and then I called the number on the papers that she was given, which happens to go to the sheriff. And I talked with the sheriff on a recorded line and asked where the car was. And they said, it's right where we left it. She was calling me from where the car was. It was not there. And I said, oh, well, then I guess I'm reporting a stolen vehicle. And then they said, no, it's been towed. I'm like, well, I'm confused now. Because was the vehicle towed? Or did you tell her it was there and make her walk 10 miles to get it? And they said, oh, call the Reading police. The Reading police said, yeah, we towed the vehicle. I said, well, the sheriff said they didn't tow the vehicle. So how'd that happen? And then they said, well, we don't know anything about it. The sheriffs are independent or operate independently. And they called us to tow the vehicle. So that's all we know.
So they're saying it's not my vehicle because I'm not in the registration because I'm in the middle of moving the title over. And therefore they're withholding all my items, which is like my phone and...
Not therefore, by de facto. So they have no right to tow a vehicle. They have no right to come up on her sitting in a church. It's just private property. They have no right to do any of that shit. She wasn't doing anything except sleeping in the church. And the church did not call them. They trespassed on the property. She gets thrown in jail. And then now they have stolen her car and all of her stuff that's in her car. And now they won't release her stuff in the car in case that it might be the registered owner's stuff. And it's like, well, maybe, but maybe I was in possession of both the car and everything in it. And maybe that person allowed me to do that, and they don't need to prove to anybody anything. And the thing that we do know is the fucking police have stolen the car and all the contents, is all we know.
So I have some research to do. We were given a packet. So I have to look through that. And tomorrow I have an idea. So we have a couple shots on how to get the car, right?
Well, yes, we do. But it's a really, really neat trap. And this also has already Same scenarios already happened to me. They triangulate between all these things. So I call the sheriff back and I go, well, the Reading police said that you told them to tow it. And they said, would you like to file a complaint? And I said, sure. But I'm not the registered owner of the vehicle, so I can't file a complaint. You see where this is going. So
they won't let you?
No. And to file a complaint, your mother has to file the complaint and then send them $175 to ensure that it's her. And it's like, really? We found somebody who has a non-stolen vehicle with their stuff in it. And you're not arrested for stealing a vehicle. And then just to be safe, we're going to throw you in jail for a couple days. And just to be safe, we're not going to give it back, your vehicle back to you, or your phone, or any of your stuff in there.
Or my dogs.
Or your dogs. And just to be safe, we're going to charge you whatever it is per day per dog, whatever it is per day to have your car impounded. Mm-hmm. And at some point, this was never stolen except before by the police itself.
So if anybody wants to help us out, help me out, I'll send you this. This is a work in progress.
We don't really, because the thing to do is jump through hoops. We don't want to do that anymore. I've had a car stolen by the police just this exact same way. What we want to do is tell the police that they work for us and that we're on private property. The church said that's okay. The
church said they didn't call.
The church did not call. The police drove onto the private property, and now they're going to steal a car and all the contents and all of our time.
And assault me.
And it's only a matter of time before it comes to you guys. So what do we do about this? That's the second question.
That's for a video tomorrow.
That's the second question.
Research to do, and yeah.
I've researched this. We're asking for people to come together with similar stories and speak out and help us formulate a better idea. The police are running a racket to a degree. They're keeping us safe to a degree.
No,
we've given them an impossible job. I happen to think in this case it's a total racket, but in other places it's not. And I don't want to be dumping on the police. I want to be.
They're only here to serve the rich. That's it.
Yes, it favors people who have money.
Yep.
It doesn't serve them any more than it does you. They can just throw money at it, but the problem persists.
Okay, well, I think this concludes our video for now. We can come back later.
It leaves us with the second question. Bye.